Over. All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Goodman Diamond here on the beautiful campus of the University of Wisconsin in Madison for this morning's Division 5 girls softball state semifinal featuring the number 2 seed Pacelli Cardinals at a record of 26-2 on the year. They are the winners of the Central Wisconsin South Conference, going up against a longtime rival, the 3rd seeded Assumption Royals, 17-6 on the year, and 7-3 in the Merriwood South, and they took second to the other state qualifying team, the Auburndale Eagles. Steve Maves alongside Brendan Retzloff today. Brendan, the voice of the Pacelli Cardinals all year long, basketball and softball. He's been all over with the Cardinals this year, and Brendan, good to have you with us here this weekend. And it's a matchup that you saw already in late April, but obviously a much different stage, much different setup here in Madison.
Yeah, I'm grateful to be here. Thank you, Steve. But I absolutely agree with you on this. They had a matchup back in early April between these two teams over in Rosendale at Laconia High School area. And Assumption got that 3-1 victory over a Pacelli team that played about 4 consecutive games within 3 days. So it'll be really interesting to see how Pacelli comes out in response to this, but I know Ann Molsky knows how to fire up her squad and really get this team together.
Yeah, Pacelli, a team, obviously the defending Division 5 state champions, defeating Oakfield last year, and on that way they defeated McDonald Central in the state semifinal. Assumption lost to Oakfield in the state semifinal last year on a Friday morning, and so it's going to be a good matchup. And we talked about it quite a bit. Pacelli, a lot of experience, a lot of girls that play a lot of softball all year long, and a lot of girls that are ready for this stage. Assumption on the other side, a lot of freshmen, and I'm assuming a lot of nerves from the young girls today.
I think that with these freshmen, they're going to get a first-hand experience of what state softball is all about. And these two teams, you told me early in the year, Assumption, they struggled with those errors. Pacelli, they've had a few, but the only freshman in Pacelli's starting lineup that they have is Maddie Pionic playing over at third base. So it'll be a really interesting thing to see, but these two teams most definitely deserving to make it to this level.
Pacelli's going to start with one of their aces. They have 3 that they can go to. Peyton Mansell this year, 10-1 on the year. I'm assuming her only loss came to Mozini, who will play later on today. Hannah Trzynski's only loss came to Assumption. 58 in a third innings pitch, 27 hits given up, an ERA of .60, and 128 strikeouts this year for Peyton. What have you seen throughout the year from Peyton that really puts her above some of the others?
She knows how to execute the fastball and then use the setup pitch, the changeup, on all these other girls. I mean, with her strikeout numbers being crazy this year, sitting at 105. I mean, it's an incredible thing to see Peyton step up this year from last year's spot. And Hannah Trzynski, she was known as the star player in last year's season where they won the state title, but they now have another ace who can step it up. But you pointed out the 3-headed monster of the Pacelli Cardinals in Trzynski, Mansell, as well as Martini. So it'll be really cool to see how Pacelli goes about that. But how about your pitcher, too, Macy Vollert? She has also had an incredible year, a 2.11 ERA, but 12-4 on the season, 83 innings pitched, 115 strikeouts for her this season.
Yeah, she's really stepped into a big role. Ava Schill, who is the pitcher for Assumption the last number of years, now pitching at the University of Wisconsin in Green Bay. And Macy has really stepped into that role as the ace for Assumption this year. Just a junior. She'll be back next year. And a lineup and girls that she's played against a lot, and with throughout the summer in their summer league games. So you mentioned how good Hannah was last year. Hannah Trzynski was the Division 5 Player of the Year after her performance here in the circle and at the plate. And it's going to be a tremendous game here this morning as the crowd continues to file in. We had one of our local teams, Auburndale, fall last night to a very, very good Cuba City team. And starting lineups and the rest of that being announced right now. We'll go through the starting lineups got them written down already for you. We won't worry about the PA guy. We'll start with the Assumption Royals. Batting first and at shortstop is junior Anna Schooley. Batting second at second base is Ari Kavanaugh. Batting third and behind the plate for Assumption is Claire Nelson. Batting fourth and in the circle is Macy Vollert. Batting fifth, the lone senior in center field, Lydia Smits. Batting sixth in left field is Lexi Stofflet. Batting seventh, the DP is Jess Norton. Batting eighth in the right field is Kylie Carroll. Batting ninth and at third base is Delaney Hahn. And at first base is Madison Moss. Of course, head coaches Charlie Nelson and Rob Schill. We'll let you go through your starting lineups here for the Pacelli Cardinals.
All right, thank you, Steve. So Pacelli's starting lineup here. Batting first is number 2, Maddie Pionic. Then in the second spot, number 5, Katie Elka. Playing in the third spot, number 11, Hannah Trzynski. In the cleanup spot, number 7, Kaylin Yenter. Batting fifth is number 8, Kelsey Giese. Batting sixth, number 18, Amelia Martini. Batting seventh, number 20, Ava Tess. Batting eighth is number 13, Peyton Mansell. And in the 9th spot, number 14, Caden Nelson.
Caden Nelson, the hero last year in their state semifinal. Walk-off, right, Mike? As they defeated McDonald Central last year. That was a game that they fell behind pretty big early, and they slowly came back, and much different in their state championship game against Oakfield, where they jumped out to a 8-0 lead and just were able to hold on late. So a team that is here and a team that's ready to go here this morning. Pretty sharp uniforms for Pacelli. Dark navy blue, not even navy, just a really dark blue top, dark bottoms, and Pacelli etched in white across the chest, or across the midsection, and Assumption in their white pinstripes and blue socks. So, of course, the head coach for the Pacelli Cardinals in her 20th year is Ann Molsky. 378 wins to just 90 losses for Ann. And, of course, I think 4-time state champion. 2003, a couple years after they came into the WIAA from WISA. 2012, 15, and of course last year runners-up in 11 and 17. So it's
Ann Molsky has had a very dominant coaching career. She has made it to the sectionals and playoffs 16 over 20 years of her work with the Pacelli Cardinals. So
a lot of regional trophies at the house.
She's got a lot of them, but she looks forward to the next one every time.
And we'll get into what might happen next year with the performance factor and all that throughout the broadcast. Pacelli Assumption will go up to Division IV next year because of winning state championships and getting back to the state tournament. So that'll be a wrinkle in the playoffs next year. So we'll see how it all pans out here. Cujo. They really butchered Tom Kajowski's name. All right, national anthem time here. We'll crank up the microphone and see if we can get you some audio for our national anthem. Opening pitch, 2024 Division V state semifinal coming up next on Zaleski Sports.
From River Falls at third base, Zach Campbell. And from Appleton behind the plate, Kendra Wittes. Please stand and honor America as we play the national anthem. Good luck to both teams. Now let's play some softball.
Brendan, I don't know what your high school career was like or what you did in high school, but I never had the opportunity to play in a state tournament game. I'm nervous sitting up here. I get nervous more often than I probably should, knowing that I can't do anything what's going on in the field. But I'm sure nerves are at a high point this morning. At national anthem time, either really gets you hyped up, gets you a little bit more nervous, or gets you relaxed. It's one of those, and I'm sure there's all sorts of nerves going on around in the bellies of these girls this morning.
Yeah, it's one thing or the other. It almost feels like Super Bowl Sunday when it comes to these state tournaments. But I myself, I have not been able to make it to the state level competition, only for a golf event that I played for back in my senior year in high school in 2020. But since COVID and all of that was going on, not really sure if you could classify it as that. But, I mean, to be in these moments, it's huge for these high school girls. And, I mean, with the school year being done and over with, their mind, it's only set on the game and to win a state championship. I'm so excited for today's game and to work with you, man.
Well, and I talked to Coach Charlie Nelson and Coach Rob Schill quite a bit, and they always say it's awesome to be able to get into the sectionals and win sectionals and go to state. Some high school players, again, Assumption and Pacelli have been very, very fortunate, but some high school players don't even get the luxury of winning one playoff game in their whole high school career. Now a lot of these girls are here at state, so we'll see how it all pans out. Anna Schooley to lead things off. First pitch was a ball low from Peyton Mansell. First pitch at 8 o'clock this morning. The 0-1 or the 1-0 is going to be hit up and out of play. Straight back, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Kate Nelson in left, Katie Ilka in center, and Amelia Martini in right. Pionik, Giese, Tess, and Trzynski from third to first. And Kaylin Yenter catching for Peyton Mansell. 1 ball, 1 strike to Anna Schooley is going to be hit right back to Mansell. The throw to first and in time to retire Schooley on the third pitch of the ball game. Ari Kavanaugh, the second baseman, now up for the Assumption Royals. 200 down the lines here at beautiful Goodman Diamond. It is a picture-perfect morning here in southern Wisconsin. 218 in the alleys. And Ari Kavanaugh at the plate now for Assumption. Sophomore, second baseman, Claire Nelson awaiting on deck.
On a day like this, it is absolutely tough to beat, Steve. Temperatures around 60 degrees, a little bit of wind going on, but
definitely not as windy as it was yesterday. High and in to Kavanaugh, 1 ball and 1 strike. We were listening to you and Jason yesterday, and with the shade and the wind, you guys were pretty chilly up here yesterday during the Auburndale-Cuba City game, and appreciate everyone tuning in today. Good crowd watched last night. Kavanaugh swings and misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mansell doing a good job locating and moving it around. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ari Kavanaugh.
And she's been so good all year locating that fastball. But Yenter, though, framing those pitches, she also does an incredible job.
1 ball, 2 strikes, missed just a tad bit outside. And as Brendan said, Yenter with a good frame job there, just missed a bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. That was going to be hit foul into the screen. Good crowd on hand. Not as many Assumption people as you would expect. A lot of people from Pacelli. Pacelli people are crazy about their softball, and they're coming out in full force again.
I mean, to be defending state champions, you got to make a statement as the crowd.
2-2 to Kavanaugh. There's a swing and a miss, and Mansell picks up her first strikeout of the state semifinal. And there's 2 away for Claire Nelson. That's the Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. Call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never even happened. Claire Nelson, the catcher for Assumption, junior catcher, batting over 600 this year. Heading to Missouri after her senior year, just a junior this year. First offering misses a tad bit low, and it's 1-0. The winner of this one will take on Oakfield tomorrow morning. Oakfield a 7-3 winner over Thorpe last night. 7 runs, 12 hits, but for the Oaks, 5 more errors last night in their win over Thorpe. Missed outside off the mid of Yenter, and it's 2-0. That's one thing that really hurt Oakfield in the championship game last year against Pacelli. It was 8-3, or it was a relatively
an 8-run game in like the first 2 innings.
And Oakfield with 4 errors in that game against Pacelli last year. Nelson bloops it to center field, and a 1-2-3 inning for Peyton Mansell as Nelson flies out to center. We played a half an inning. Assumption nothing. Pacelli coming up. You're watching state semifinal softball on Zaleski Sports.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in AutoSelect. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, AutoSelect will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust. In Stevens Point and Plover, at AutoSelect, you're good to go.
Rocky Rococo.
My pizza.
Pizza, pan-style pizza.
I love it.
Cheese sauce, toppings and spices.
You'll love it too.
Rocky Rococo. Whole pie or slices. Hot, thick, chewy, crunchy, saucy. Rocky Rococo. Pizza. Rocky Rococo.
Welcome back to Goodman Diamond here in Madison. Division 5 state semifinal action as the Assumption Royals and Pacelli Cardinals battle here for this state semifinal. Maddie Pionik to lead things off, followed by Katie Ilka and Hannah Trzynski against Macy Vollert, the junior right-hander for the Assumption Royals. She pitched outstanding in their game against Pacelli in April. That was a complete game. Gave up 7 hits, just 1 run, 7 strikeouts, no walks. The 1 run given up was a solo home run to Kaylin Yenter in the 4th inning. And Assumption won that one 3-1. The Royals scored 1 run in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd innings. Those were their only runs of that game. And they ended up defeating Pacelli early on in the season. Pacelli's only 2 losses are to 2 state qualifying teams in Assumption and a very good Mosney team that we'll have the opportunity to watch later this afternoon.
Yes, indeed. And another one of their wins that they have is to a state qualifying team in the Laconia Spartans.
Yep.
And they played Laconia the same day in a doubleheader following against Assumption.
First offering to Maddie, misses high for a ball, 1-0. Yeah, Laconia got beat up that day. Pacelli and Assumption both got them, and I think they 15-run ruled their sectional final this year did Laconia. Just misses a bit inside, 2-0.
I think that kind of proves, though, that it doesn't matter what division you are. You could go up against a D3 opponent and you're a D5 team, and you can still shut them down.
The 2-0 is good for a strike. Just hits the inside corner, 2-1 to Maddie. Maddie coming into this one. Again, a lot of young girls on the field today, batting at .381 on the year for Coach Molsky. That was going to be hit foul and out of play into the walk area. Look out back there, 2-2 to Maddie, third baseman for the Pacelli Cardinals. Again, out of the Central Wisconsin South Conference, a dominating year in the conference that has been the last number of years for Pacelli. The 2-2 is swung on and missed, and Vollert picks up her first strikeout of the morning. 1 up and 1 down for Macy Vollert. Maddie's just 7th strikeout of the year. That'll bring up Katie Ilka, the center fielder. Nobody on, 1 away. Pacelli with, again, their dark blue tops, dark pants, red helmets, white numerals etched or outlined in red. Now it's fouled back. And out of play again, 0-1. A little breezy, blowing from left to right here at Goodman Diamond. Picture perfect morning. There's a swing and a miss, off speed there, and it's 0-2. Had somebody comment, could be the best pitchers duel of the one of the best pitchers duels of the tournament. We'll have a really, really good one this afternoon. Carly Meredith and Gwen Baker from Milton. Carly Meredith from Kaukauna, Gwen Baker from Milton. That should be one heck of a game. 18 strikeouts yesterday for Gwen Baker from Milton in their extra inning win.
That will be must-see TV.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, Carly Meredith is well over 320 strikeout or 310 strikeouts. She's going to Virginia, just a junior. The 2-2 is missed inside. Counter runs full. Kaukauna 108 wins in a row. That's
That is a very impressive number, and they are only 5 wins away from making the national record, I believe.
Yeah, the national record at 112. So if they get through this weekend, it'll be 110. Then they'll just have 3 wins or 3 games next year to break the all-time national record. And again, Carly Meredith, just a junior, the pitcher for the Galloping Ghosts. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fires back. Hit foul, not a play. Look out.
Could have been a highlight for one of the fans out there. Instead, turned into a low light.
Yeah, see Assumption. No, never mind. Not the person I thought. One out walked Katie Ilka. Good battle there for Katie. Or bring up Hannah Trzynski, the first baseman and the lone senior on the Pacelli Cardinals team.
And Trzynski, she loves to step up in big-time moments. We saw her hit an RBI triple earlier in the year against Poynette in their 1-0 victory over the Pumas.
One of the best names in the state. Poynette Pumas. There's a swing and a miss, a little off-speed, high and in, and it's 0-1. Kaylin Yenter waiting on deck, runner at first, and 1 out. Hannah Trzynski, of course, the D5 Player of the Year last year after her performance here in the circle and at the plate. Misses high and away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pacelli this year, too, very aggressive on the base pads with their runners. So I'm curious to see what Elka does over there on first base. And since she has the most speed on the team, you could assume.
The 1-1. Can be hit foul and straight back into the screen, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reminder this afternoon, Mosney and Lake Mills at approximately 4:30. Mosney Indians, the #1 seed, taking on the Lake Mills L-Cats. Mike Wendland on the call of that one for you here at Goodman Diamond later this afternoon. The 1-2. Misses just a bit away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good early battles at the plate for Pacelli. Don't strike out a lot, draw a lot of walks, and they have a lot of team hits. Oh, and that one is a wild pitch by Vollert, and Ilka's going to take second.
And that's the danger of throwing the changeup in those types of moments. Obviously, you have to grip the softball a little bit differently, but when you're throwing a slower style pitch and you have a runner with speed like Elka, she might be taking second regardless.
3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 away to Trzynski. They're going to be hit over to second. Kavanaugh tried to backhand it, and that is the errors that we were talking about for Assumption. And a run comes in for Pacelli. A bad play there by Ari Kavanaugh at second base. Try to backhand it instead of getting in front of it. And the Pacelli Cardinals lead 1-0.
Yeah, you pointed out the errors earlier in the year, and this one just ended up getting by Kavanaugh in that situation, and it's a tough one early in the game, but plenty of time to rebound from a mistake. And I was assuming Pacelli might have made a change in their runners, but Trzynski's going to stay over there on first, and now Kaylin Yenter, a big-time pop in her bat, coming to the plate.
Wind blowing out to right center field, and that is one of the issues that Assumption had talked about, trying to limit were their errors, and a big one early here in the first inning puts the Cardinals up 1-0. Now Kalen Yenter, the home run against Macy Vollert in Laconia back in April. Batting .486 this year, 45 hits, 70 at-bats, 33 runs scored.
She's got a couple home runs as well here in the playoffs.
It helps. I mean, we put these stat sheets together, but when you got a big board in center field telling you all the stats that you need to know. 1 ball and a strike to Yenter. She holds off on a high pitch, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, it's pretty helpful having the big board up there compared to what we usually have in just our own notes.
Runner at first is Trzynski with 1 away. 1-0 Pacelli on a error by Kavanaugh. They're going to be hit hard to left. That's going to get down just inside the line. Trzynski to third. The throw to third is going to be cut off. And Kalen Yenter with a 1-out double. Just on the line, down the left field line. And Pacelli swinging a hot bat early here will bring up Kelsey Giese.
What's crazy about this entire Pacelli lineup is they are loaded out from 1 to 9 hitters. Almost every single hitter in this lineup is hitting close to 400. So between 300 and 400 are all these Pacelli hitters.
Kelsey Giese with 6 home runs this year. An opportunity to blow this game open early. 2 on and 1 out. First offering to Giese. Didn't miss by much, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
And she's another one of those Cardinals who has multiple home runs here in these playoffs.
Infield plays in for Assumption. The 1-0 is swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Amelia Martini, who leads the team in home runs, is on deck with 8 home runs this year for Amelia. 2 on, 1 out. The 1-1 pitch to Giese. Going to be swung on and missed. 1-2 to Kelsey, the shortstop for Pacelli. Stofflet, Smits, and Carroll from left to right in the outfield for Assumption. Hans, Schooley, Kavanaugh, and Moss, the infield. The 1-2. Swung on and missed, and Vollert picks up a big strikeout. And there's 2 away here in the first. That's a Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout. Call Jamie Wenzel a Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never even happened. Amelia Martini, 8 home runs this year, 44 runs scored. The one thing that Kelsey Giese has, we just saw, that's her 18th strikeout of the year. So leads the team in strikeouts. First offering to Martini is good for a strike. Steve Maves, Brennan Retzloff, Goodman Diamond, Madison, Wisconsin. Home of the Division 5 state semifinal. Assumption and Pacelli. The 0-1 to Martini. Can be popped up a mile in the air. Stofflet coming in and can't make the catch. 2 will score. Another error for Assumption. That's one. If you're Lydia Smits, the lone senior on this team, you have to make the call. It hung up there a long, long time, and Pacelli puts a 3 spot here in the first inning.
And that is just a play that you got to make out there in the outfield. Being in an environment like this, trying to go to a state title game, you got to be able to make that play. A tough break there for Lydia Smits.
Ava Tess now at the plate. The second baseman for Pacelli, and Rob Schill's going to bring the whole team in, even the outfielders, here for Assumption, trailing 3-0 as, again, Lydia Smits has to make that play as the lone senior for the Assumption Royals.
I mean, that ball was also kind of going towards Lexi Stofflet out there in left, but I think with the way that these winds are going, almost from left to right field, it's a tough play to decide who's going for it, but somebody's got to make the call.
3 runs on 1 hit for Pacelli here in the first. Assumption with a couple of those costly errors have allowed the 3 runs to score. And now Ava Tess, the second baseman. The runner at first and 2 outs. There's a swing and a miss behind the fastball, and it's 0-1. Peyton Mansell, the pitcher, on deck. No balls and a strike. Squares the bunt, pops it up, and Delaney Hahn's going to make that catch to end the first inning. But Pacelli scores 3 times on just 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and 2 errors for Assumption. We've played 1 complete. It's Pacelli 3, Assumption nothing. You're listening to Division 5 state semifinal action on Zaleski Sports.
If you're looking for delicious, you've found it at Rock and Roll Cafe in Stevens Point. This family-oriented 50s themed cafe is open 7 to 3 daily with a great diverse menu of American and Mexican breakfast and lunch options. Enjoy dine-in or carry-out 7 days a week and always served quickly, fresh with a smile. For the full menu and more about this local Stevens Point gem on Stanley Street, visit rockandroll.cafe. And now open on Saturday nights. Try the new Rock and Roll Cafe Bar and Grill on Church Street.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
Macy Voller to lead things off here for Assumption in the second, followed by Smits and Stofflet against Mansell. First pitch was a strike to Macy. Misses inside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, beautiful morning here in Madison. 3-0 Pacelli, as the Cardinals scored 3 unearned runs in the first inning. 1 ball and 1 strike to Macy Vollert. High chopper up the middle, backhanded by Tess to first, not in time. That one is going to get past Trzynski, give her an infield base hit. I don't know what the official ruling is. What do you think, Mike? Yep, that's what they'll give her. Infield base hit. Good play by Ava. 64 degrees. Yeah. I'll tell you, we were joking about it yesterday. The state softball tournament is usually a scorcher. State baseball is usually raining. Couldn't have asked for a much better start to the state tournament here in Madison this weekend.
Yeah, this is just an incredible day to have. Yesterday, I mean, like you said, it was quite windy, but the rain stayed away. It was a really nice day as a ball is tossed there.
Lydia Smits at the plate, the senior center fielder for Assumption. The runner at first and nobody out. Mansell fires inside and misses 2-0. Lexi Stofflet, the freshman of this batting order, coming up next. Stofflet, Norton, Carroll, and Hahn. So we'll see how they rally against Peyton Mansell here. They've seen a lot of fast pitchers. I mean, the Merriwood is crazy with pitching. I don't think anybody quite like Peyton Mansell. Way behind it is Smits, and it's 2-1. Thank you to our game day sponsors, Lear Jewelers, blinds and designs by Kelly, Point Insurance, and Premier Auto, helping us bring you these games all year long. I'm sure Brennan's read those more than a handful of times. All of our Pacelli and Assumption sponsors. Squares the bunt, and Smits bunts it past third, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bunted it foul.
You can tell Smits was a little frustrated after bunting that one foul. It was a good opportunity to advance Vollert and try to get Assumption back into this thing. I mean, I'm not sure how much they've been able to come back from deficits, but I'm sure you know the answer to that one.
The 2-2 misses high and away, 3-2. Yeah, I mean, they haven't really been in big deficits this year. So it'll be obviously a lot of ball game to play, but it's going to be a big hole to dig out of. Smits to second. Tough play for Tess. They get Lydia by a step. Move Macy Vollert over to second. Another nice play by Ava Tess at second base to retire Lydia Smits. 4-3 on the putout, and there's one away for freshman honorable mention all-conference Lexi Stofflet. Lexi, the left fielder, Again, the bottom of this order, 6, 7, 8, 9, all freshmen for Assumption. First one to Lexi, misses low for a ball, and it's 1-0. Again, the big thing, besides playing here in front of a huge crowd, the first time seeing your picture up on the scoreboard was probably probably a little shock too. Especially
coming from schools like these two schools with only attendances of in the hundreds.
Stofflet swung on and missed at that one. Couldn't make up her mind on the swing, and it's a 1-1 to Lexi. The offering is way behind by Stofflet on the swing, and it's 1-2.
I'm sure as much as they find it very nerve-wracking to see themselves on that scoreboard, they find it to be very exciting and thrilling.
The 1-2 to Stofflet is swung on and fouled back. Remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vollard stands at second after a leadoff base hit and a ground ball by Smits. Or ground out by Smits. 3-0 Pacelli. Again, as all teams say when they get down here, just another game. The 1-2 by Mansell gets Stofflet on the swing and miss, way behind it again. That's the second strikeout for Peyton. And there's 2 away here for Jess Norton, the DP. The culture of Wisconsin is forever tied to life on the farm. Bring the family for a visit to Felt's Dairy Store in Stevens Point. Cheeses, dairy products, local meats, seasoned decor, and so much more. Felt's Dairy Store, food, family, and fun. Runner at second and 2 outs for Jess. That was going to be popped up on the infield. Over on it is Geezy standing at second base to end the second inning. No runs on a base hit, 1 left for Assumption. We played an inning and a half. Pacelli 3, Assumption nothing. You're listening to Division 5 state semifinal action on Zaleski Sports.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Payne Mansell lead things off here for Pacelli in the home half, the home half of the second inning. Mansell, Nelson, and Pionik for the Cardinals, leading 3-0 early on here. Against the Maves, Brendan Retzloff, Goodman Diamond in Madison. Glad you're joining us here on this Friday morning. High school softball ends this weekend, no matter what. State baseball next weekend. The Pacelli Cardinals and the Mosen Indians are both going to be there. Mike and Brendan will both be there covering those at Fox City Stadium in Appleton, as Mosen had some crazy games last week or earlier this week in Appleton as Mansell fouls it off. 0-1. Pacelli with a 15-run win over Niagara in their sectional final. They'll take on a very, very good Oliva Strum team on Tuesday morning. But again, high school sports coming to an end this next week. State baseball, state girls soccer as well. Mansell fouls it off again, quickly 0-2.
Yeah, it's crazy to think we're already to the end of the line of this 2024 or 2023-2024 school year, but the next year should just be as exciting.
I was going to say, again, I usually joke about it during the summer, as Mansell lines it into left. An 0-2 changeup, and Peyton with a base hit into left field between the 5 and 6 hole, and Mansell gets on to start off this one as Jaden Zroik will come in to run for Peyton Mansell. 11 weeks from tonight is opening day of high school football. So
I'm sure all the fans and myself,
10 or 11.
I'm getting pretty ready for it. Football season in the state of Wisconsin is always a thrilling one to have.
Now Caden Nelson, the lefty, with Zroyk at first and nobody out. Fowler fires home, misses high, and it's 1 ball, no strikes to Caden Nelson. Matty Pionik awaiting on deck. Pacelli trying to strike again here in the second inning with the leadoff base hit.
And this is what the good teams do. They attack early in situations.
Foul straight back at us, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'm sure you would have been able to make the catch there on that
Mike
play.
was ready. Mike was more ready than I was. I was just going to let it hit me.
I mean, with Mike being a player, he could definitely make the catch.
1 ball and 1 strike to Caden Nelson, batting an even .400 this year. Missed high, and it's 2 balls and a strike. And the winner takes on Oakfield tomorrow morning. Same start time, 8 a.m. tomorrow. A lot of softball being played here at Goodman Diamond. Now misses away, 3-1. Top of the order due up next for Pacelli. Very similar situation. Score not the same, but a very similar situation to what happened to Assumption last year. There's a swing and a miss. Ava Schill just could not find the strike zone against Oakfield in their semifinal game last year. and Macy's finding the strike zone. Pacelli's just putting good swings on it. The 3-2 coming back. And going to be blooped to Schooley. She dropped it. And Hahn can't play it. The throw to second, and they'll get Zroyk at second base. That could have been a devastating play for Assumption, as Caden Nelson will reach first base and a 5-4 put out to retire to retire Zroyk. Nelson will reach on the fielder's choice. Could have easily been another error on the Assumption infield.
Yeah, that was very close to being a confidence put out to the flame type of situation for Assumption there as Fowler throws the ball.
Yeah, Schooley couldn't come up with the catch. Then Hahn bobbled it at third and just able to get Zroyk at second base. The 1-0 to the freshman is swung on and missed. Matty Pionik, a strikeout victim back in the first. Her second at bat of this game, batting .379 coming in. Outstanding basketball player in her own right as well. Squares the bunt, gets it down. Third base side, foul. And it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I was quite shocked that Hahn tried to grab that ball. that would have been a very close play if it stayed fair.
Yeah, she should have let it roll a little bit more.
Just let it go foul,
yeah.
And then you can grab it.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed, and Matty goes down for the second time via the strikeout. And there's 2 away here for Pacelli in the second inning. We'll bring up Katie Ilka. Had a great battle with Macy in the first inning. Ended up in a walk. She came around to score on the error by Kavanaugh in the first. Low and away. And it's 1-0. Wind blowing left to right here in Madison. And then, Nelson saved an extra base at a high pitch by Vollerton. It's 2-0. Scotch Batter softball team didn't have a great year this year. Not as typical as they usually do. Pretty decent team. There's a crazy a crazy spin, and Moss will take it herself at first to end the second inning. No runs on a base hit and 1 left on. We've played 2 complete. Pacelli leads 3-0. Back after this on Zaleski Sports.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
I'll tangle up here, Brendan. I'm ready to go. Kylie Carroll will lead things off, followed by Delaney Hahn, and then back to the top of the order, and Anna Schooley. Appreciate everyone tuning in here today on Zaleski Sports. Again, video only. We appreciate it. We appreciate the comments that are not asking, where's the video? Why can't we see the video? It's audio only at state. It's been that way for ever since Zaleski Sports started doing state games. And that's how we – and that's just how it goes.
Yeah, yesterday Jason and I got plenty of comments asking, where's the video at?
Again, until we can, as Carroll fouls it past third, and it's 0-2 on the bunt. Again, until we can afford to apply to put in for state tournament video rights, which might never happen, but audio only at state. It's been that way for football, basketball, softball, baseball. That's just what happens. The 0-2. Carroll way behind it, and Mansell gets her third strikeout of the ball game. Bring up third baseman Delaney Hahn. 3-0 Pacelli here in the top of the third inning. Express Employment Professionals has relationships with all the local businesses and job openings. Call or stop in at Express Employment to find the right career path for you. First one from Mansell misses to Hahn, and it's 1-0.
And to be up 3-0 right now, if you're Pacelli, you have to be feeling pretty confident. And now you're dealing with the last batter in the order here for Assumption. But Mansell, she's just pitching outstandingly after that swing and a miss. But then if you're Assumption too, it's about manufacturing one run at a time. Try to get back in this thing, see what happens.
Hahn at the plate, batting .208 this year. Anna Schooley waiting on deck. The 1-1. This is just a bit high, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Shuta Funeral Home is your local family-owned and operated funeral home committed to serving families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable funerals. Shuta Funeral Home of Stevens Point and Plover. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Struggling to catch up to Mansell. And you mentioned it earlier, her location is top-notch.
The key to victory and at-bats for Assumption is to stay patient
The
within their
2-2.
at-bats.
2-2 fouled it off. A little off-speed there by Mansell. Hahn was out in front and fouled it off.
Another problem, though, is if Assumption is able to attack Mansell, Pacelli's, they still have 2 other pitchers that they can rely on and go to.
Including senior Hannah Trzynski. The 2-2. Not sure. Missed somewhere. 3-2.
Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Maybe a bit low, maybe a bit outside. We're not directly behind home plate, but that looked pretty good. The 3-2 here to Hahn. Nobody on, 1 away. Mansell fires back and strikes out Hahn for her 4th strikeout. The first time through the order, Peyton has struck out 4. Bring up Anna Schooley. Treat the whole family to breakfast or lunch at the Rock and Roll Cafe. Mexican and American dishes cooked to perfection on Stanley Street in Stevens Point. Anna Schooley grounded back to Mansell back in the first to start the game. The junior shortstop offers home. Mansell misses high and away, 1-0. Mutual Owasso Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualowasso.com to find an agent near you. The 1-0 to Schooley. That one misses low, 2-0.
I'm still wearing my sunglasses, and I still have to hold my hand above my head. It is a bright day out here in Madison.
2 balls and no strikes to Anna Schooley. Mansell fires back home. Misses inside. Oh, gets the inside corner. 2-1. Had her backing out of the way. Likes the inside, doesn't like the outside, from what we've figured out the first 2+ innings here. Mansell wheels and deals home. Off speed, popped up to shallow center, long run. Ilka chases it down with her speed, makes the easy catch in center field to end the 3rd inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We've played 2.5. It's still 3-0 Pacelli. Back after this, Lesky Sports.
Hello, Wisconsin. Phelps Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun. Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Phelps Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Phelps Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
Hannah Trzynski to lead things off. She's opened the floodgates for Pacelli in the 1st inning on the ground, or on the reaching on an error to second base, and that allowed Ilka to score. That was going to be lined into right. Delaney Hahn bobbles it. Trzynski rounds first, and a leadoff base hit on the first pitch that Hannah Trzynski to seize on a rope to right field.
She belted that ball hard into right field, and I mean, it doesn't take that hard of a swing to make the perfect contact. It's just like myself in the game of golf. You don't have to swing it so hard for it to go a good distance. Trzynski did a nice job barreling up on it.
Kaylin Yenter doubled down the left field line. Her first time up, fouls the first one straight back. It's 0-1. Oh, I can just look at my thing here. Nope, they don't have the teams on our media guides. I think Mishicot plays next. I saw them pull in. Mishicot and I'll have to look. Missed inside. Division 3 is happening next, if anybody is concerned about it. Division 3, 1 and 2, or the 2 games. Division 2 later this afternoon, and then the 2 Division 1 games tonight. The 1-1 to Yenter. Misses low, 2-1.
Based on what you've seen from Vollert so far, Steve, are there any things that have stuck out to you?
Not really. Trying to work around a very powerful offense, and Yenter drives it to left. Backing up is Stofflet. One hops the wall, and the throw is going to be cut off. And a couple of doubles for Yenter today. And Hannah Trzynski is hurt at third base, tripped on third. Yenter a double. And Hannah Trzynski rolled the ankle rounding third base and making sure she is all right. Does your roof need attention? Call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield today. They are your hail damage experts, and they serve all of central Wisconsin with both residential and commercial roofing. Get a free estimate at Seamless Commercial Roofing today. May have rolled on Delaney Hahn or over that third base bag, but trying to round third base. Got the late stop sign from Ann Molsky, and looks like she's going to be all right. But Kaylin Yenter, a couple of doubles today, and they have been rocket shots to left. And now Pacelli with 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning with Kelsey Giese at the plate.
Yeah, from that shot from Kaylin Yenter that we saw back at the WIAA Park Complex, that probably gets out of here in a big-time hurry, maybe hit that scoreboard. But here at the walls here at Goodman Diamond, I mean, you're talking pretty close to 215 feet or so to that wall right there.
Right at the W between 200 and 218, and they will have a runner here for Hannah Trzynski. It'll be number 25. Let's see what Coach Steph gave us here. Ella Tess will be the runner.
Number 25, Ella Tess.
Will be the runner for Pacelli. But the Cardinals threatening big time here in the bottom of the third with 2 on and nobody out.
A completely different story than what we saw back in mid-April between these two teams.
Geezy, a strikeout victim back in the first. Squares the bunt, gets it down. Vollert didn't even look at Tess. She's going to score. Yenter to third. Ella Tess was halfway down the third base line, and she scores with ease on the bunt. Kelsey Geezy is out at first on the sacrifice bunt. She gets the RBI on the putout. Yenter to third, but Ella Tess was halfway down the third base line. Macy Vollert fielded it, didn't look at her, and Ella just walked in to score. 4-0 Pacelli. And that one's going to be roped to left center field. That one is going to hit the base of the wall. An RBI double for Amelia Martini, and it's 5-0 Pacelli.
Back in the game against Newman in that sectional championship game, I said Amelia Martini, she was probably the hottest hitter in Division V sports, and you can see her slugging percentage. It's above 1.
Yeah. Rocket shot to left center field. And now Ava Tess with a runner at second and 1 out. All Pacelli here, and Tess fouls it back, and it's 0-1.
And this is what Pacelli's been doing all year. Through their first time in the batting order, they're a little patient with things, but then they notice what the pitcher is giving, and they just go full-on attack mode in their second and third time and even further on in the batting order.
And this is low and away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Macy Vollert probably hasn't been hit like this since their game or their couple games against Auburndale and Stratford this year. The 1-1 has popped up, foul territory. It's playable. No, hits the net. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's playable if she's Spider-Man, Steve.
Appreciate everyone tuning in today. Runner at second and 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. 2 across already for Pacelli. The 1-2 going to be off the end of the bat. Moss will take it herself. Martini will head to third on the 3 unassisted. Yeah, Judy, Cormac, it's me, Morgan, and Sue checking in. Want to congratulate Sue Kulik on her retirement from teaching. Mrs. Kulik was my elementary Phi Ed teacher. There's a swing and a miss.
She make you do some push-ups?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I don't remember. Mrs. Kulik retiring from Amherst Elementary School Phi Ed. The 0-1 to Mansell, misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at third and 2 outs for Pacelli, leading 5-0 here in the state semi. Mrs. Kulik says, go Coach Molsky and the Pacelli Cardinals. The 1-1. Not getting the outside corner are either pitchers today. Missed just a bit outside. 2-1 here to Mansell.
Yeah, home plate umpire Kendra Withers, she's definitely had an interesting strike zone here today.
The 2-1 to Mansell is swung on a miss, way behind at that time for Peyton, and it's 2-2. Again, Peyton Mansell only 23 at-bats this year, so doesn't bat a whole lot, and getting the opportunity here in the state semifinal.
Yeah, and really loves to give her the ball only on the rubber, not really in the batter's box.
Misses just a bit low, and it's 3-2. Caden Nelson waiting on deck. Mosinee Lake Mills will be live streamed here on Zaleski Sports as well. Audio-only broadcast at about 4:30. Going to be hit to shallow right. That is trouble. It's going to fall. Much like she did in her first at-bat, was behind 0-2 and roped one to left. This time it was a 2-2 count and blooped it into shallow right, and it's 6-0 Pacelli.
That right there, it's just a tough play to make if you're the defense. Hitting one right off the end of the bat, a little blooper into shallow right field. And, I mean, a difficult play for Carroll to make out there. Not much she can really do with it.
And Rob Schill back out to have a conversation again. 3 in the first, 3 here in the third. And Pacelli putting a rocking on this Assumption pitching staff. And I believe Ari Kavanaugh will come into pitch. Macy Vollert's day will be done. The runner at first is going to be Macy's responsibility. That's Jaden Zroik. But Ari Kavanaugh going to be pitching for the first time this playoffs. And she'll get the ball in the circle in the state semifinal against the Pacelli Cardinals. Rocky Rococo's Pan-Style Pizza in Pawson is a Stevens Point favorite for dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Always supporting local and always an easy and affordable choice for your next family night out. Fast food on the go or even your next catering for a party or work function. Enjoy Rocky Rococo's in Stevens Point. Staub Construction is a premier builder of municipal and industrial water and wastewater treatment systems in the Midwest. Staub Construction is a 100% employee-owned company. So Ari Kavanaugh doesn't throw as fast, but giving Pacelli a different look here as Macy didn't struggle by any means. Pacelli's offense is just very, very powerful.
And like I said, going into this game, Pacelli's offense in Division 5 is probably one of the best, if not the best, offenses in Division 5 sports here in the state. And with all these batters in their lineups hitting in the 300s and even 400s, it's just very difficult as pitchers to retire anybody.
Caden Nelson at the plate with Jaden Zroik at first. First offering from Kavanaugh misses low and away. To the left-hander, and it's 1-0. Caden reached on a fielder's choice her first time up. That was that crazy play with Schooley and Hahn. Swung on and missed at a high fastball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetics and orthotics throughout Central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today.
Got him offline around here or something.
This is outside, 2-1. Again, just a position change. Kavanaugh and Vollert switch for each other. This is high, 3-1. Top of the order due up next for Pacelli. Maddie Pionik would be her third at bat in 3 innings. And gets the outside corner. A little easier to see with a left-handed batter. That's home plate umpire loves the outside corner, or loves the left side corner. Inside to righties, outside to lefties. The 3-2 from Kavanaugh is fouled off the end of the bats, and it's 3-2.
Kendra, she's definitely been consistent behind home plate, that's what you want in these umpires these days, the consistency to be there. Even though the zone may not be as accurate as what we normally see, the consistency is the important part.
Absolutely right. Zroik will have a head start on the pitch. The 3-2. Going to be hit over to Schooley to second, and they got her at second. A bang-bang play at second base. Macy Vollert just holding her foot, and Schooley retires Zroik at second base. That was a big play because Zroik was running with the pitch. It was as close as it could get. We've played 3 complete. Pacelli scores 3 more times. They lead 6-0. Back after this on Zaleski Sports.
The work that you put in is the work you're going to get out. It starts in the weight room, focusing on those fundamentals, whether it's throwing form, hitting form, running form. So that way when you come to the game, you're not really thinking about them. In my sessions with Carter at WPI, I kind of learned how to be very strong and very flexible at the same time. High pressure situations, the world's pushing down on you and you're trying to push back. Don't let the moment get too big.
Let your job journey begin at Express Employment Professionals. Find hundreds of employers looking for a candidate like you, all in one place at one time. And let Express Employment help connect you with your future career. With locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Marshfield, and Medford, you'll find local jobs right in your community, including direct hire and evaluation to hire opportunities. Express Employment specializes in light industrial, skilled trades, professional, and office careers. Begin your job journey today with Express Employment Professionals at expresspros.com.
Top of the fourth inning, Ari Kavanaugh to lead things off here for Assumption. Strikeout victim back in the first inning. And first offering from Peyton Mansell to Ari Kavanaugh is good for a strike. Assumption, no runs on a base hit. That was the infield hit by Macy Vollert. Assumption unable to square anything up against Peyton Mansell through 3 innings. An SCS apartment or home is where you want to live, work, and play all throughout central Wisconsin, the Chippewa Valley, and the Fox Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski to make you feel right at home. Visit scswiderski.com for more. Kavanaugh swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Claire Nelson on deck, followed by Macy Vollert. Kavanaugh just a sophomore. And now it's going to be roped into left center field. Stayed back on the changeup and gets a base hit for Assumption here in the fourth.
That's the mentality Assumption's got to take. Just one batter at a time, get it done, advance Kavanaugh here, and get a runner in scoring position.
Now batting the catcher, number 1.
Typically, Assumption would steal with Kavanaugh, but with Yenter behind the plate, you don't really want to risk that down 6-0.
She has a cannon back there behind home plate. She has gunned down 3 or 4 runners this season from back there.
Nelson swings and misses at the first one, and it's 0-1. Runner at first is Kavanaugh with nobody out here for Assumption in the visitor half of the fourth inning. Mansell wheels and deals. Going to be hit into shallow center. And Kavanaugh is going to go from first to third, and Nelson will go to second. And a base hit for Claire Nelson. Kavanaugh aggressive base running from first to third, and Assumption's got some here in the fourth. The Stevens Point Brewery is a proud sponsor of local high school athletics. Experience the many refreshing flavors of Point gourmet sodas. Handcrafted in small batches, each flavor is perfected for your enjoyment, from tasty black cherry cream to the world-famous Point root beer. Every bottle is in the house. Macy Vollert pulled her head and swung at a high fastball, and it's 0-1.
She was going for the fence there on that one.
2 on and nobody out here for Assumption. Vollert fouled by Smits. Mansell fires home. Inside corner, good for a strike. Perfect spot there for Mansell.
You locate a pitch there every single time. Those hitters, they're going to have a very difficult time adjusting their wrists to get a good swing on the ball.
Mansell trying to work through here. The 0-2. Swung on and missed at a high fastball, and Vollert goes down via the strikeout. That was a good opportunity for Assumption there with their junior second baseman, and Peyton Mansell made her look silly. Now Lydia Smith's a ground out to second, her first time up. First offering to Lydia. Way behind the fastball, and it's 0-1.
And you'd figure in a situation like this, you got to score at least 1 run if you're the Royals here.
Yep, if they don't, it's early trip back to Wisconsin Rapids. The 0-1 grounded back to Mansell, and now they have Kavanaugh. Great play by Peyton Mansell to look back Kavanaugh, turn and throw out Lydia Smits. That's exactly what I was talking about on the bunt for on the bunt sacrificed by Kelsey Giese in the bottom of the third inning. That Vollert just went right to first, allowed Ella Tess to score. And now Lexi Stofflet looks at a high fastball away. It's 1-0.
And that's when the experience of, with Mansell being a junior, comes into big play and understanding the situation. Very good play.
2 on, 2 out here for Assumption. Stoffa looks at a ball away, and it's 2-0. Lexi strikeout victim back in the second. Kavanaugh and Nelson, the runners. 2 away here in the top of the fourth. 6-0 Pacelli. This is low and in, and it's 3-0. Probably not the worst player to walk if you're Pacelli. Of course, you don't want to get bases loaded, but Lexi is a pretty decent hitter as a freshman. The 3-0 right down the middle for a strike, 3-1. Payton said, no, I'm just going to go right back at her. Knew Lexi wasn't going to swing on a 3-0, so 3 balls and a strike to Lexi Stofflet. Peyton Mansell wheels home and way behind it again.
And just like that, Pacelli's 1 strike away from getting out of this thing scoreless.
Peyton Mansell has been dominant here for Pacelli. Mansell, the 3-2, and lines it foul right past Coach Schill at first base, and it remains 3-2. Again, even on that swing, way behind it, gets that foul ball to where it was. 3 balls and 2 strikes. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Assumption, 6-6-0 for Pacelli. The 3-2 coming back and gets her swinging to end the 4th inning. No runs on a pair of hits. Mansell leaves 2 in scoring position stranded. We've played 3.5, 6-0 Pacelli. Back after this, Zaleski Sports.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Just past 9 o'clock here in Madison, Wisconsin. Steam Age Brendan Retzloff, Division 5 state semifinal. Pacelli and Assumption, all Pacelli here today. 6-0. They've scored 3 runs in the first, 3 runs in the 3rd inning. Assumption had a golden opportunity in the top half of this inning. Runners at 2nd and 3rd with 4, 5, 6 coming up in their batting order. Peyton Mansell with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Maddie Pionik to lead things off. The leadoff hitter against Ari Kavanaugh. First offering is a strike at the top of the zone, and it's 0-1. Point Heating and Cooling in Stevens Point and Plover with more than 100 years of making your home and business comfortable. Call Point Heating and Cooling or visit pointheating.com. The 0-1. Missed outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Followed by Katie Ilka and Hannah Trzynski. Scoreboard up on the big scoreboard, 1 pitch behind. 1 ball and 1 strike to Maddie. Gonna be hit hard to left center, over on it is Stofflet. It's gonna split the outfield, and Pionik's gonna try for 3, and she's gonna get it. The throw to 3rd is not in time, and a leadoff triple for Maddie Pionik.
The freshman coming in big with that triple right there, but she did a nice job just laying the bat right through the fastball from Kavanaugh, and she was able to put it out there about 200 or so feet, a couple of bounces right to the wall.
Could get out of hand here if Pacelli's able to score 4. This game could be over very early here this morning.
Pacelli's known to have those run differential
That was going to be hit to right. Carroll makes the catch. Pionik will score with ease, and it's 7-0 Pacelli. Doing the little things, sacrifice flies, sacrifice bunts, and Pacelli leads 7-0. Bring up senior Hannah Trzynski. Turn your house into a home and shop Home Furniture. Home Furniture on Grand Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids and Post Road in Plover. Nobody on, one away, one across already here for Pacelli in the fourth. First offering to Trzynski, misses low for a ball. Ag Country Farm Credit Services is a farmer-owned co-op offering a wide array of custom financing and financial services. Contact Ag Country in Stevens Point, Wausau, Marshfield, and Medford. Off-speed pitch is good for a strike. Had Trzynski second-guessing herself. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Highlights of this game will be posted probably later on this afternoon on the Facebook networks of Zaleski Sports. The 1-1 is good for a strike, 1-2. Brendan will, if Pacelli wins, Brendan will head out to the media area behind right field and get interviews with the Cardinals and throw those into our highlight later on this afternoon. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Get cleaned up and allow the next radio guys for the Division III games come in here and get ready. The 2-2 is swung on a miss, and Trzynski strikes out. Hannah Trzynski, very curious because I assume she probably hasn't struck out very much. Just her 4th strikeout this year. And there's 2 away here in the 4th.
Yeah, she's a very good contact hitter for the Cardinals, and she's been doing it all of her years here at the school.
Kaylin Yenter, a couple of doubles tonight. Looks at a ball low and away. Today, you all know it. It's fine.
Hey, it's tonight if you're in Europe.
Yeah.
I believe.
First off, the 1-0 is good for a strike in the off speed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yesterday, the 80th anniversary of D-Day. A lot of celebrations going on in Normandy, France, and all over the coastline of France yesterday. National anthem felt just a little bit different yesterday throughout the country and throughout the world. The French people welcomed those veterans in like rock stars. We hit foul past Coach Molsky up along third, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not very many of them left. The men of World War II. There was one that they took over there, 107. 107 years old. Just crazy.
A time in history that all of us will never forget.
The 2-2 is swung on a miss, and Kavanaugh with a couple of strikeouts here in the 4th to Trzynski and Yenter. We've played 4 complete, 7-0 Pacelli. Back after this, Zaleski Sports.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
They, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed. It's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
Hi, I'm Shai from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
It'll be Norton, Carroll, and Hahn here for Assumption in the top of the 5th inning, trailing 7-0. When it comes to customized apparel or your local sports team apparel, turn to Maida Custom Apparel in Stevens Point. For corporate outings to outfit your club or sports team, Maida has all you could need. Jess Norton at the plate, popped out to Giese at short her first time up. Popped up again. Yenter making the easy play in fair territory for the first out, and there's 1 up and 1 down for Kylie Carroll. Andy Hoff and Cindy LaChapelle of Hoff Favor Real Estate Group are your local Stevens Point realtors. That's Andy Hoff and Cindy LaChapelle of Hoff Favor Real Estate. Now Riley Stubloski will be hitting. Yeah, sorry, Brendan. Riley Stubloski coming off of a hip injury that she's been out for the last 5 months between basketball and softball. So this is Riley Stubloski's first softball game of the year. She missed the last about 6 weeks of basketball and hasn't even suited up for softball this year. Looks at a strike. Inside corner and missed. 1-1. Just a bit low there to Stubloski as well.
We were able to figure out the production stuff pretty easily.
Riley's first plate appearance this year. And misses low, 2-1. In for Kylie Carroll is Riley. Could be a big part of this Royals team next year for basketball and softball if she stays healthy. The 2-1 to the sophomore misses high, 3-1. Coach Schill and Coach Nelson were just eager to get her back into the softball field. And
hey, she's standing tough in there with no gloves on. I like that style.
The 3-1 way behind it is Stubloski and his 3-2. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking at its best. They have locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill, or learn more at nicolaybank.com. The 3-2 to Stubloski. Inside, and got her looking on the inside corner, and there's 2 away here in the 5th inning. Little Scholars and Little Scholars Beginners are 2 beautiful child care and preschools in Stevens Point, offering early child learning for infants through 4K. You'll find great facilities and a comfortable environment to help your child grow. Visit littlescholars.com. Now Delaney Hahn at the plate. Delaney strikeout victim back in the 3rd inning. 7 strikeouts for Mansell today. 3 hits.
Yeah, Mansell this season, she's just been outstanding from the rubber here. A 1-1 count over here on Hahn. Here comes the pitch. And a fastball just missing downstairs, so it's a 2-1 count now. Here on Delaney Hahn. The freshman ended up striking out back in the 2nd inning of this one. And now she's down 2-2. Steve will be back here in just a second. For now, I'm doing play-by-play. Here's the 2-2. Here it comes. Looked like a pretty good pitch off the fastball from Mansell, but just missed it outside, full count. So a full count here. Steve will be back here for the next batter. See what Delaney can do here. Here comes the pitch. Popped up in the air in shallow center field, now going towards right field. And Martini makes the play for out number 3. So no runs off, no hits, no errors in the inning. And it is a 7-0 ball game headed to the bottom of the 5th here at Goodman Field, or Goodman Diamond here in Madison. We'll be right back on Zaleski Sports.
You want a job? You want a career? Farner Asphalt of Stevens Point is hiring. Farner Asphalt of Stevens Point needs laborers, truck drivers, and equipment operators now. Enjoy year-round benefits by calling Farner Asphalt 800-332-3360 to apply, or go to Farner Asphalt. Farner Asphalt is an equal opportunity employer including disability and veterans.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call to your first sip to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Kelsey Giese to lead things off for Pacelli. Ground ball is foul by Hahn, or foul to Hahn, and it's 0-1. Giese, Martini, and Tess for the Lady Cardinals here in the home half of the 5th inning. Offering is good for a strike, and it's 0-2.
If Pacelli can score 3 more runs in this ball game, it will come to an end. And they have been very well known for doing that this season.
That was going to be a fly ball to left over on it is Stofflet, playing the wind, and makes the catch about shoulder high for the first out. Amelia Martini, who rocketed a doubler last time up. Cheese Pleasers in Bancroft is a local hidden gem filled with all the finest cheeses, snack sticks, cheese curds, and cheese trays. For Wisconsin's finest cheese, stop at Cheese Pleasers right off of I-39 in Bancroft. First offering to Amelia is a ball. Ava Tess awaiting on deck for the Cardinals. Again, the winner will take on Oakfield tomorrow morning, Division 5 state championship game at 8 a.m. Grounded foul past third, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. If Pacelli wins, they will be the visiting team tomorrow because Oakfield, the 1 seed, Pacelli, the 2 seed. Oakfield took down Thorpe last night. Division 4 state, Mrs. Lowe. Division 4 championship field is set. It'll be the Fall Creek Crickets and the Cuba City Cubans tomorrow in Division 4. Division 3 games follow our games here today at about 10 and noon. Going to be a hit foul up along third again. And then Division 2 will be 2:30 and 4:30 with Mosinee playing Lake Mills at approximately 4:30 this afternoon, depending on how the first 4 games go. The 2-2 going to be off the end of the bat and off of Nelson, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Martini is fighting in the count here on Kavanaugh. She's doing a really good job of locating these pitches on these Pacelli hitters, keeping everything within play here.
2 balls and 2 strikes to the sophomore right fielder. Swung on and missed. Have to secure the out at first, and they get Martini out at first. Kavanaugh with 3 strikeouts here in her inning plus. They'll bring up Ava Tess. Fleet Farm has everything you need for summer fun on the water. Check out their huge selections of kayaks, water towables, fishing gear, and more. Shop in-store or at a store near you or online at fleetfarm.com. Ava Tess today, a pop out and a ground out. First offering to Ava misses for a ball. Peyton Mansell on deck, 2 for 2 today for Peyton. And her 2 hits, 1 to left and 1 to right. A spinner in there for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Ava Tess. And if Pacelli holds on here today, Brendan Redsloff will be on the call for championship Saturday tomorrow. Misses low and in, 2-1. No Division 4 games for us, no Division 3 games for us, and if Mosinee wins today, they will play tomorrow afternoon at approximately 4:30 or so as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the foul ball. Mosinee, of course, led by sophomore pitcher Ava Bussey. Shortstop Talon Jerschley. Very good team in Mosinee. Misses just a bit high, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Both Pacelli and Mosinee baseball and softball teams state qualifiers this year.
It's a good year to be an Indians or a Cardinals fan.
Ground over to Schooley, over to first, and that will retire Tess. And another 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th. 3 up, 3 down. Top of the order coming up for Assumption. We go to the 6th, 7-0 Pacelli. Back after this on Zaleski Sports.
Shuda Funeral Home in Stevens Point and Plover is your local, family-owned and operated funeral home providing families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable services when you need it most. The loss of a loved one is a difficult fact of life that Shuda Funeral Home will ensure you won't have to face alone. Shuda Funeral Home will guide you through the process from in-person visitations to creating obituaries and tributes. Pre-planning can also be a great way to ease these topics for your family. Learn more at shudafuneral.com or bring your questions and stop in.
Buy 3 Goodyear tires and 1 is free has been extended at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Plus, get up to $200 back on 4 installed Goodyear tires when you use the Goodyear credit card. Buy 3 and 1 is free in March at Sherrill Tire and Auto. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Top of the order due up here for Assumption. Schooley, Kavanaugh, and Nelson. Reminder, today's broadcast brought to you in part by Wood Street Rentals. No matter the job, big or small, look to Wood Street Rentals to get the equipment you need to get the job done, offering a wide range of equipment needs and delivery to any job site. Look to Wood Street Rentals in Stevens Point. Schooley 0 for 2 today, a ground out to Mansell and a fly out to Ilka in center. Seven Ks for Mansell today. Only one looking strikeout, though. That came to Riley Stublowski in the last half inning. Otherwise, all swinging strikes for or against Mansell today. The 1-0 to Schooley. Misses inside, 2-0 to Anna. Get Culligan. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Brennan. Get Culligan Water for only $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Visit Sterling Culligan Water at CulliganH20.com. That's Culligan H, the number 20.com.
I was just going to say, Mansell, she's only issued 9 walks here this season. And
Schooley flies this one to right. That one's going to get over the head, one hop the wall, and Anna will head to third with a leadoff triple for Assumption here in the 6th inning. Oppo taco there for Anna, and a good start here for Assumption in the 6th.
That is the start that they need. Down to 6 more outs left on their season potentially. To get a triple, it is key now, if you're Coach Rob Schill, to be able to get that run to score here for Assumption.
Kavanaugh at the plate, singled her last time up. Way behind it again, and it's 0-1 on the first offering. Runner at first and nobody out, or runner at third, pardon me, and nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Inside of Kavanaugh, missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Right underneath the hands, just a tad bit inside. Good angle there by Martini and right, just well over her head. Not much she could do about it. The 1-1. Behind it again, 1-2.
They got the right hitter at the plate to be able to manufacture a run here. But the pitcher on the mound, she is something else.
The 1-2. Off speed, missed outside, 2-2. Claire Nelson waits on deck. Payne Mansell, 7 strikeouts today. Has stranded 3 Royal runners. And got her looking. Had Kavanaugh guessing, and there's strikeout number 8 for Peyton Mansell. Peyton trying to do what she did back in the 4th inning when the Assumption had runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out and stranded them. Now Claire Nelson, who's batting .625 this year, 31 runs driven in, really good speed at third, so anywhere in the grass could score a run. Right down the middle for a strike, and it's 0-1.
In that last at-bat, you'd have to think that Kavanaugh, she might have just been banking on the off-speed to come her way, and it really just caught her like a deer in headlights.
Yeah, never showed up. The 0-1 here to Nelson. Off-speed, and there's the beautiful pitch there by Mansell, and it's 0-2.
When she can get that pitch going, she is unhittable.
No balls and 2 strikes. Fires home. And got her swinging. There's a strikeout, and Mansell is 1 out away from getting out of a leadoff triple here in the 6th. Bring up Macy Vollert to single and a strikeout today for Macy.
The 2 down and brings up the catcher, or the second baseman, Macy Vollert.
Macy at the plate. And again, that time she wound up to try and swing, and that pays bad dividends against a pitcher like Mansell way behind it.
Mansell this season, she's been very consistent on her strikeouts. She reaches the double digits practically every game, and she's one away from hitting that total.
The 0-1 misses low. The one thing between Assumption and Pacelli, there's only been one wild pitch today. So, I mean, pretty good behind the plate for the catchers and the pitchers. The 1-1 to Vollert misses high, and it's 2-1.
And if you think about it, if it wasn't for the 2 errors early on the game, for Assumption, we could have a 3-0 or a 4-0 score.
Pacelli scored 3 unearned runs in the first inning. Vollert again wound up and swung through it, and it's 2-2. Mansell 1 pitch away from getting out of a leadoff triple.
I think this is when she relies on that changeup here, Steve.
The 2-2, and does, but misses outside. The exact right call by Mr. Retzloff, just a bit outside.
When you got to cover a team for a good amount of time and get to know who they're all about, it feels good guessing those.
The 3-2 from Mansell. Fastball right down the middle, and got her looking. And Assumption strands a leadoff triple as Mansell strikes out the side here in the 6th. Still 7-0 Pacelli. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Back after this quick break. Zaleski Sports.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in AutoSelect. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, AutoSelect will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust. In Stevens Point and Plover, at AutoSelect, you're good to go.
Rocky Rococo.
My pizza.
Pizza, hand-style pizza.
I love it.
Cheese sauce, toppings and spices.
You'll love it too.
Rocky Rococo. Whole pie or slices. Hot, thick, chewy, crunchy, saucy. Rocky Rococo. Pizza. Rocky Rococo.
Paynes Mansell will lead things off here in the home half of the 6th inning. It'll be 8-9-1 for Pacelli. Reminder, today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Stevens Point Orthopedics. They're proud to provide athletic training services to Pacelli athletes. Stevens Point Orthopedics, world-class treatment, hometown care. I'll vouch for Stevens Point Orthopedics. My dad had a hip surgery there done there a couple of 2 Februaries ago, and it has paid dividends, that's for sure. That was going to be line foul into the screen above the first base dugout, and it's 1-0.
Glad to hear that your dad's doing pretty well.
Yeah, they do a good job. I don't remember the surgeon that did his hip or whatever, but he said, my dad said he was the 3rd one of the day out of like 4 or 5. So, I mean, it's just, this is a typical day, 5 hip surgeries, and 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mansell as that one missed outside. Ari comes set. Going to be grounded over to Hahn at third, bobbles. Throw is low. As Moss's foot came off the base. That was a good scoop there by Madison at first, but her foot came off of first base as another error on Assumption will come via Delaney Hahn.
Zadroik looks like she's coming back into courtesy run for Peyton.
Bring up Kaden Nelson, fielder's choice, and a ground out in her 2 at-bats today. Royals will have 5, 6, and 7 in their 7th. Pacelli trying to end it here in the bottom of the 6th. the top of the order due up next. First one is a strike to Nelson, and it's 0-1. Again, the winner will take on Oakfield tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. here at Goodman Diamond in Madison. They'll have that game broadcast live for you here on Zaleski Sports. Going to be a line foul. Look out over there. Into the Mishicot spots of the bleachers as they start to fill in before their game against a familiar opponent for these two teams, Mishicot-Laconia, after this game concludes. The 0-2 here to Nelson. Misses outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 7-0 Pacelli, 3 in the first, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Assumption has had opportunities, but Peyton Mansell has shut the door pretty quickly on those chances. The 1-2. 2-2 now. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Division 5, state semi. And there's a wild pitch. It's going to be 3-2 now. Just the second wild pitch of the game. Both of them have been for Assumption pitchers.
You mentioned to me in the break that it seemed like the pitching was doing really well, and then the jinx might have came to bite you.
The 3-2 here to Nelson. Going to be hit hard to right as Carroll makes the catch in right field. That was a line drive rocket by Nelson. Good job by Kylie Carroll out there in right field to make the catch. And there's one away. I'll bring up Maddie Pionik, who tripled her last time up, to left center field.
Nelson made the right type of contact, but right into the outfielder's glove.
Yeah, that was a good swing, that's for sure. Now Maddie Pionik hit foul, golfed that one to the third base dugout, and it's 0-1.
That's my type of swing right there.
Runner at second and 1 out. 7-0 Pacelli. It's going to be hit foul, straight back and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. The Mishicot Orange starting to take over the Pacelli Red down the third baseline here in the bleachers. Some bright colors down the third base side. Laconia Green not quite here yet.
Yeah, it's mainly blue on that first base side, so the Assumption fans staying loyal.
Yeah, they came out in good spirits today. The 1-2 here to Maddie. High and away, and it's 2-2. Katie Ilko waiting on deck. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Zeroik stands at second. Going to be hit right back up the middle, over the glove of Kavanaugh. Smits will throw it to second, and an RBI base hit for Maddie Pionik.
The freshman driving in the freshman. Pionik, so far here in this state semifinal, she seems very well composed as a freshman on the big stage.
And got a couple of strikeouts out of the way in her first 2 at-bats and tripled in the 4th, singled here in the 6th. And that'll bring up Katie Ilka. Walk, ground out. Walk, ground out, and a sacrifice fly. First one is fouled back, and it's 0-1. 8 runs on 8 hits. Efficiency for Pacelli here today. 3 Assumption errors. I guess that is an unearned run for Ari Kavanaugh, as Delaney Hahn had the error that allowed Peyton Mansell to get to first. And then Jeroik scored. There's a strike from Kavanaugh. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Katie Ilka. Runner at first is Pionik with great speed. This is away, and it's 2-2. Assumption will have 5, 6, and 7 due up in their 7th. if we get there. 2-2 misses inside, counter runs full.
Nelson's had to make a couple of plays behind the plate here to keep the ball from getting to the backstop, and she's doing a very good job at doing that. Keeping Pionik on first.
The 3-2 is going to be hit right back up the middle. Kavanaugh to second for one. No throw across. It was made, but not nearly in time to get the speedy Katie Ilka. Fielder's choice will retire Pionik, and there's 2 away. Nice play that time by Ari Kavanaugh. 2 away now for Hannah Trzynski. Reached on an error, singled, and struck out in her second, knock on wood, or knock on whatever, but if she gets one more game in her second to final high school appearance here for the Pacelli Cardinals. Again, the Division V Player of the Year last year. Trzynski looks at a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, these 2 teams, I'm assuming, will meet up next year in the spring. Only 2 seniors combined between these 2 teams. Hannah Trzynski, the pitcher, first baseman, is going to be grounded over to Vollerts and into center field. Right underneath the glove of Macy Vollerts, and a base hit there for Hannah Trzynski. Trzynski and Smits, the lone 2 seniors on the field today. And that'll bring up Kaylin Yenter, who with 1 swing of the bat could end this game.
And Trzynski in that at-bat, she went with a very easy approach, very light swing. I mean, didn't make that great of contact, but took a really weird hop between second and short to get into the outfield.
Kaylin Yenter today, a couple of doubles and a strikeout. Again, 1 swing could put Pacelli into a state championship game. Definitely has the power. Looks at a strike, and it's 0-1. 8-0 Pacelli here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Again, 3 in the first, 3 in the third, 1 in the 4th and 6th. Kavanaugh fires home. Outside, just missed, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, we talked about earlier in this game, as close as these pitches are, they have been very, very consistent, or her strike zone has been very consistent today. The 1-1 to Yenter, going to be hit over to third and foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And you can tell in this at-bat, Kavanaugh, she's trying to pinpoint that outer corner and see if she can get the call. But it's, like you said, it's been very consistent.
The 1-2 here from Kavanaugh to Yenter is go, just missed.
She is really going for that outer corner.
Might get that call in the Merriwood South sometimes, but not here at the state tournament. The 2-2 can be popped up, foul territory, playable into the net. And Yenter will have another shot at it. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in today. Great crowd watching online. Great crowd here as well in Madison. Bleachers all but full on each side. Had a crazy, crazy crowd last night. Auburndale and Cuba City. Just jam-packed in here. The 2-2. This is a bit high and away, and the counter runs full. Trzynski will be off with the pitch at first base. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yenter. So anywhere that goes to the fence, good score, Trzynski. There she goes. Going to be hit hard to left, and backing up is Stofflet, and that will likely do it. Trzynski trots around third, and Pacelli will run rule the state semifinal here today with a 3rd double for Kaylin Yenter, a 2 RBI double, and that will do it here today as the Pacelli Cardinals get 3 more in the bottom of the 6th with a 2 RBI double from Kaylin Yenter, and Pacelli wins it 10-0 over the Assumption Royals. Assumption's season will come to an end with a mark of 17-7. Pacelli will play tomorrow in a state championship game at 27-2. Big shout out to Assumption senior Lydia Smits as she plays her final high school softball game here today. And her high school career comes to an end with a 10-0 loss to the Pacelli Cardinals. Congratulations to Pacelli. They'll take on Oakfield for the second year in a row, looking to claim back-to-back state champions. We'll throw on the Nasonville commercial, and I'll come back and wrap this one up as Brendan will head to the right. Brendan will head to the right field area to get interviews with Coach Molsky and Kaylin Yenter, and Peyton Mansell. We'll be back with our Nasonville area postgame show after this on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
All right, welcome back to Goodman Diamond here in Madison as the Pacelli Cardinals advance to a state championship game with a 10-0 win over the Assumption Royals. Again, 3 runs in the first, all unearned in the first on 2 errors, 3 runs in the third, 1 run in the fourth, and 3 more in the sixth, all with the help of Kaylin Yenter's 3 for 4 with 3 doubles, 2 RBIs. Peyton Mansell with 10 strikeouts, no walks, left runners stranded all day long. And congratulations to the Pacelli Cardinals as, again, they will advance to a state final tomorrow morning against Oakfield. Brendan Retzloff will have the call for that game, or for you with that game tomorrow morning here on Zaleski Sports. Again, give a shout-out and a big congratulations to Assumption and Lone senior Lydia Smits on a tremendous high school career, and good luck to Lydia as she will be back here this fall attending the University of Wisconsin in Madison. For Brendan Redsloff, Mike Wendland, Jason Zaleski, and all of us here at Zaleski Sports, thank you all for tuning in for Assumption softball this entire season. Pacelli, you're playing one more tomorrow. But again, thank you all for tuning in and making us a part of your spring and day here on Friday. Again, Pacelli tomorrow, Oakfield, 8 a.m. Mosinee tonight against Lake Mills at about 4:30, 5 o'clock, give or take, here on Zaleski Sports. Mike Wendland will have that broadcast for you this afternoon. Again, thank you all for tuning in. We'll talk to you again next time here on Zaleski Sports. Pacelli, 10-0, heading to the championship once again this year in WIAA High School State Softball. So long, everyone. This is Steve Mave signing off from Goodman Diamond in Madison. We'll talk to you again next time on Zaleski Sports.